right? So how are you feeling about it? How are you feeling about it? Do you need some cards to verify how you're feeling?
Pardon me?
Do you need some cards to verify how you're feeling?
Yeah, why not?
All right, let's just do a few. Let's pull out a few and see what you're thinking. Mix these up good. Okay, so this is all right. So if I bring out you, it's interesting because you're the Page of Cups. So were you the person that actually kind of asked him out? Was it you?
Not really.
No.
We kind of both initiated it, but it was definitely more driven by him. But there wasn't any hesitation.
Okay, good, because you both have the Page of Cups came twice, right? So that's just interesting because he came out like I thought he was the one, and then you came. So I thought, oh, maybe you too.
Yeah, I pushed him away a few times, and then.
Okay, cool. All right. So the next card that I have for like how you see him, you see him as a hard worker. You see him as a man who's like on this card. The wands are all different like heights, and that's usually about like growth and development, which is really beautiful, right? Like really, really nice.
Yeah.
You see the relationship as the Ten of Pentacles, which is a beautiful card to have in a love reading, because it is all about security and love and just the whole package, right?
I get the sense from him.
Yeah, and the basis of like why you've come together is the Two of Cups, and this card does have a lot of meanings. But one of the meanings is the most important meaning in this reading is that it is a soulmate card. And for your future, I see the Three of Cups. So I see celebration and, recognition, reward. I only have a couple seconds left, Emily, but, it really, really does look good. Help him find a job. That's the only thing he's worried about. But aside from that, I think it's going to work out really well for both of you. It's beautiful. I'm happy to be able to do that for you. It's a beautiful reading. And thank you for calling.
For your time.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, I have to thank everybody tonight, and I'll be back next week. So that was fun. Don't forget about writing out those intentions. Happy new moon in Gemini.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Medicine for Your Spirit with Raylene Byrne. Raylene Byrne. Live from RayleneByrne.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Medicine for Your Spirit on A1R. Radio Network.
Namaste, everyone. Raylene Byrne, Medicine for Your Spirit. Wow, here we are. We're just on a new moon. How exciting. New moon in Gemini. So it's very expansive. It's an air sign, so it's very mental. Lots of new ideas could be happening. And the negative is lots of overthinking and lots of worrying. So, we're halfway through the year, nearly halfway through the year, heading for the solstice, which is the halfway point. It's always a beautiful celebratory time. That's my favourite time of the year. So what are we doing for June? What's our theme? What's our intention? What's our goal? What's our thing that we want to work through or become more of? And I was listening to this really beautiful podcast the other day, and the person speaking, who I hold in very high esteem, said something so profound and so beautiful, and I'm going to share it. Her words were, spend time daily breathing in purity, which is another word for love. For me, I find, this is only me, I find the whole unconditional love concept too, I don't know, it just feels a bit overused without real meaning. So I like to go to purity, pure love or purity. So when I heard this speaker say, breathe in purity and exhale universal light. Oh my God, my heart sang, breathe in purity, exhale universal light. Wow. Do that for a few minutes each day. The world at the moment, I put a little post out yesterday, the world is craving right now. It's craving peace and integrity and truth and unity. And we can only really achieve that or feel that or become that when we start doing that in ourselves. That's our own medicine. We need to choose that for ourselves. So just for 2 or 3 minutes a day, even if you're out walking or driving, just breathe in the purity and exhale universal light. What a beautiful contribution, what a beautiful action, what a beautiful intention. So I have a caller here. I missed the name, but it's from Iowa. Joni from Iowa. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Fabulous. What can I do to help you or support you or give you some guidance with, perhaps?
Some guidance would be good, I think.
Guidance?
Yes.
Okay. Radio. Do you have a theme or just general guidance?
General, please.
Okay, beautiful. Well, I do this thing on new moons. I do a new moon read for people, and I work with the elements of creation, earth, air, fire, water. So, the earth element represents where you're at right now. The water element represents what you might need to think about, releasing, healing, or to get back into flow. The fire element is an action to take or not. And the air element represents what you're expanding towards or what's expanding towards you. So I feel that this is a really good time because the new moons is when we can invite new things in, new beginnings. We start to reassess what we want to put our energy and our intentions and our feelings towards for the next couple of weeks. So let's see what's coming up here for you. So Joni, calling upon the lineage of healers and ancient healers, the lineage of mystics and mysticism and the wisdom of the universe to bring through practical, doable, relatable, understandable information for Joni as a general overview for this new moon moving forward. Here we go. Joni, earth. I'll turn them over in a minute. Joni, water. Joni, fire. And Joni, air. Well, that was a clear one. So we're going to turn the first one over. Activation. So I really love this image. If you can see it, you can see this hand with a heart on it and light coming out of it. And there's a baby in utero here. So what that says to me is your life is in your own hands. You've got to make some decisions and choices and start taking action towards them. Even if the action is writing down a plan, even if the action is doing something new each day. So right now, It's like there's something that you want to maybe bring to life or put some energy towards, but it's not going to happen until you actually start taking steps. So your life is in your hands. You've got to make choices and decisions. That's where you're at right now. The water energy here for you is the healing is the open heart. And I love this because I always see this redness here at the heart as a courageous heart. So this is about keeping your heart open to yourself. This is, releasing some hard criticisms or some hard judgments or some really niggly doubts. It's like, you know what, there's something else in me that's stronger, braver, brighter, more attuned and knows more, and I need to tune into that and listen and take action from that. So this is about keeping your heart open to yourself, which means you keep your heart open to life. And when we have that beautiful exchange, things start to flow in a really gorgeous and generous way. And I'll give you a little tip here, and this is something that really helps us with life bringing more things to us in a generous and benevolent way, is to some point of each day very sincerely pause, take a breath and say out loud, I really love the life I'm living and creating as I grow forward. And with that sincerity, you start to develop a lot more appreciation energy in your field. And then life wants to give you more because you're loving what's happening, you're loving what's coming. Even if it's a really difficult time, we've got to keep our heart open. So this is your, that keeps you in flow and it keeps things moving. The fire energy here for you, this is so good. The action is gratitude. And that's interesting because I've just talked a little bit about appreciation. So gratitude is the key to abundance. It's a very, very high energy. It's a very, very high frequency. And, a lot of people spend a lot of time, and this is just me, and you can agree or not, that's fine. This is what I've found in my experience. A lot of people spend time at the end of a day perhaps writing out, 5 things I'm grateful for today. For me, that's too mental. It's a mental process. I'm not feeling it. I have to think about it. But if you can pause through the day, like I just said with that, I love the life I'm living, and breathe in just for a moment on an in-breath, what am I grateful for right now? And then open your eyes and look around, pick one thing in that world and say, I'm really grateful for blah, 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 blah. What you're doing is you are cultivating the gratitude feeling. When we have the feeling happening, that's when the magic happens. And when you do that at random times through the day, 5 times a day, 10 times a day, whatever, random, takes less than 10 seconds. What you're doing is you're building the gratitude frequency in your field by compound interest. You keep adding and adding and adding, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It's a very simple technique, but it's one that you feel, and when we feel it, we become it. And the last thing here is oh my God, your, this is beautiful, your expansiveness, the air element. It says protection. I don't like the word protection. Here I am, I'm talking about me. Sorry about that. But I think protection, when we start protecting ourselves, what we're actually saying is, I believe something outside of me is more powerful than me. And after all my years and all the stuff I've done, there's no way I can ever believe that. We are our own light. We are our own power source. So instead of protecting yourself, stand in your own light. This means, and this is also very expansive, and it feels very strong for your solar plexus. So it feels like a real confidence boost for you. Protection makes us feel on guard and oh, I've got to be careful here. Whereas today I stand in my light, that becomes your force field. And you don't have to worry about what you're protecting yourself from, because your light is the communication. And one of the universal truths that people forget is nothing and nobody can do anything to you unless you give them permission. So if you're working on standing in your light, your force field is in place, you get to decide who or what plays in that energy. So that's your general overview. I hope that was helpful for you.
Yeah, it was. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thanks for asking for support. Go and stand in your light and shine out and be grateful and have some appreciation, love the life you're living, and watch things change. It's all very simple.
Awesome.
All very simple.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So there we go. that's the type of thing I do often on new moons. I do have it on my website if anyone's interested. Plus, you get a half-hour session on Zoom with me each month to do any tweaking, any energy work, any deeper investigation of anything that's come up for you in that new moon time. So coming to that new moon, so for anyone who is into this stuff, you probably wouldn't be on this station if you weren't. It's a really, really good time to pause. New moons and full moons, solstices and equinoxes, they're all really beautiful times to just pause, to check in with yourself. Where am I at? Where am I going? What's working for me? What isn't working for me? What is something new I can aim for or try or cultivate in my life? What is the thing I would really like to focus on in the next week or 2 weeks? How do I think that will affect my life? How do I think that will help me in my growth forward? So, these beautiful universal cyclic moments are gifts where the universal energy is supporting us in that moment of pause and that moment of quiet inner reflection to tap in and to make choices and decisions, what we're stepping towards or what we're letting go of. So make a point in the next day or two with this beautiful new moon energy, which is in Gemini. So it is a very, it's an air sign, so it's very mental and it's very busy. Spend time sitting in that for yourself. What inspirations can you tap into? What is coming through to you? We've got a lot this year. This has been a very big year for people making changes, rapid changes, big life changes. And I'm seeing it everywhere around me. I mean, I have as well. And we're seeing it in the greater picture of the world. There's all these revelations and all this conflict and all this separation that keeps having light shone on it. For us to look at it and go, that's not how we're meant to be. That's not what humanity's moral fibre is. We're together. We're supposed to help and support each other. And, there's so much fighting and separation. So we set intentions for, as I said before, breathe in the purity, which is the source love. Breathe it in. And from your own heart, exhale universal light. The more we can do that, the more we're lighting up our own self and the world around us. And we start to inspire people, just through us being who we are, to want things to be a little bit better or a little bit different, and we start to make different choices. It is up to us. Nobody's coming to rescue us. Nobody. We have to do it for ourselves. So take this new moon to set an intention for yourself and the world and humanity, and then spend some time really honouring that and sending the light towards it. So thank you very much. Come and visit me on my website, raylanebyrne.com, Medicine for Your Spirit. How can I help? Let me know. Bye for now.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Sessions with Spirit with Gene Rose. Live from Facebook.com/Tarot Readings by Gene Rose. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, Facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Sessions with Spirit on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 23rd, I believe, episode of Sessions with Spirit. I am your host, Gene Rose, aka JJ, though I do also answer to JR. I went ahead and I pulled a card for everyone, especially with the weekend coming up. The card was from the Litha deck from Seasons of the Witch, and it is Scavenger Hunt. This card is number 32, and it is all about what you thought was hidden is hiding in plain sight. So essentially, the answer to your problems is right in front of your face. You just need to take that step back and look at the situation with a new perspective and fresh eyes. So just know and understand that, especially in moving forward. I know sometimes it can be awfully confusing, especially when not knowing what to expect and facing those dreaded unknowns. It can be a little bit daunting and even overwhelming. So just know and even expect things to work out and to fall into place. Like I said, Scavenger Hunt is a wonderful card. You just need to look past your own nose. Yes. So that is wonderful. Guys, we're going to be taking 2 callers tonight. Yes, we are. I do not have any requests from my followers this week. Reason being is I want to talk a little bit about next week. Next week is going to be episode 24. I'm quite excited about that, as I'm going to be speaking with Lorraine Anderson. She is actually the author of the Seasons of the Witch decks. So I am so proud to have this opportunity. So that'll be next week, yes. And I'll be going over some of the answers to the questions that I asked her during the interview. Unfortunately, she cannot be with us this late. However, I am going to speak with her during the day. I have a meeting set up with her, and I will be asking her questions. And I also have up on my Instagram questions that I'm taking. So if you have something that you want to ask Lorraine, by all means, hop on over to my Instagram. It is Tarot by Gene Rose, also Jeannie Bean 724, either one, and you can post your question for Lorraine Anderson. So guys, we're just waiting on our first caller. We have Liz in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. She is ready. So let's go with her. Hello, Liz. How are you?
Hi. How are you?
I am doing well.
I'm very well.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Oh, you're so welcome. It's a pleasure. What are we reading on tonight?
Pardon?
What are we reading on tonight?
Oh, I would just like to know a little bit whether I will be moving soon and sort of business and love, if you've got anything that comes through.
Sure. I'm going to pull first on your moving question. I did get a yes. Love, though you're going to want to put some thought into where you move. So don't be so quick to take the first place that pops up. You definitely want to invest some time and energy in this, especially with that 7 of Pentacles being that final card. That card is going to be all about investments, investing time, energy, intention, especially, like I said before, in regards to where you are moving. You definitely want to put your all into this, especially when figuring out what direction you're going to move in. Let's pull some cards on love.
That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to work out.
I
the
love
direction.
it. Oh, yes. So there's your confirmation. Do I feel as though in the end you will end up moving? Absolutely. It's just going to be a matter of time, as you should take, to find that specific place that is going to basically tug at your heartstrings.
Right.
Yeah. In regards to love, I would definitely encourage you to step outside your comfort zone. Are you currently single? Liz? So the first card is the Seven of Swords. However, that card thankfully felt reversed. That card is going to refer to the lack of self-sabotage, so definitely thinking outside the box and embracing the possibilities and even opportunities that lie ahead. The second card was the Ace of Pentacles. That card is going to refer to unexpected stability. If you are single, I will say that I feel like they're just basically going to drop in your lap, as that is what aces represent. Something unexpected happening, followed by strength, exercising that courage, that bravery. Hey, Liz?
Yes.
Oh, love. Okay, so like I was saying.
I lost
fine.
contact with it.
You are totally fine. No worries. The first card was a lack of self-sabotage. So I was really happy to see that. Your second card refers to unexpected stability. So in essence, I feel as though if you are single, they're going to drop into your lap. If you are with someone, stability will be restored into the relationship. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome. Strength was your next card. That card is going to refer to exercising courage as well as being brave. You really want to put your best foot forward, especially seeking what you want in a relationship, not settling for less. Your fourth card was the King of Wands. This refers to success and it being even a passionate connection. I thought that was really awesome. Followed by that Two of Wands, making a plan and putting it into action. Don't be afraid, like I said before, to step outside your comfort zone, especially in terms of going after what you want. Does that make sense, love?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so glad, Liz.
Wonderful.
I am so glad. Like I said, don't be afraid to step outside your comfort zone. I know it could be a little bit daunting, but definitely go where the opportunities are.
Okay, thank you.
You're so welcome, Liz. You have a wonderful night.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Take care. Oh, how beautiful. Guys, that reading was absolutely amazing. It really was. Did you guys know that tonight is the night of the new moon? So definitely set your intentions for those new blessings and opportunities that you want to come into play. It actually is in the sign of Gemini, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. Shout out to my dear friend, Jen. She just celebrated her 50th birthday party, or her 50th birthday. I am so proud of her, and she too is a Gemini. So love, I hope you're taking advantage of tonight's new moon. So guys, I hope that, with me explaining things in terms of like the new moons, the full moons, things like that, and even offering suggestions in terms of things that you can do, I hope that is definitely helpful. I know that for me and in my own life, I like to do little things, little rituals, if you will, of just clearing the energy and setting new intentions with each lunar phase. I find it to be most beneficial, but also it helps me to mentally and emotionally stay on track. It does. Just like those gratitude journals. Guys, those gratitude journals are so incredibly important. They can also help you in manifesting. What is required in manifesting? Unwavering faith, but also gratitude, having a grateful heart. So you want to make sure that you have those two energies moving forward. Let's go with our second caller. Diane, you with me?
I am. I'm right here.
Oh, love, welcome to Sessions with Spirit. How are
Thank
you
you.
doing this evening? You're so welcome. How are you doing this evening?
I'm okay. Just kind of worried about my living situation.
I'm sorry to hear that. When I am done with the show,
yeah,
would you like me to light a candle for you?
Please do.
Absolutely, Diane. I have no problem. Let me just jot your name down real quick. But yes, so we're going to do or pull cards on your living situation. Why don't you tell me about it?
I've lived in my house for over 20 years, and now I've got some structural problems with it and no money to fix it.
Oh, my love,
And
that is so stressful.
Yes, it is. Because I can't live anywhere else as cheaply as I live here.
Yeah.
And I just don't know what to do.
Well, that's understandable. First off, I do feel as though there are opportunities ahead. Definitely look into homeowners, grants, things of that nature. Overall, are things going to work out in your favor? The answer is yes. So you are going to be able to stay where you currently are. Yes.
Good.
I did the questions as a yes or no question, as a yes or no question. But with me, when I do yes or no questions, especially using tarot and not a pendulum, I always give background and context to the answers. So your first card was the Eight of Pentacles. That's going to refer to things coming to fruition, things manifesting, things happening. Your second card was the Five of Swords. That's going to refer to you setting boundaries, especially with yourself and this worrying. What is worrying? Basically trying to manifest or focusing on exactly what you don't want to happen. Because that's where you're putting all your energy and intention, is worrying if X, Y, and Z happens. Your third card was the Moon. That card is going to relate to doubt spheres as well as illusions. Like I said, watch your mindset and where and what you think. Followed by the Empress. That card felt reversed. Instead of deciding not to decide, you want to decide. Make that decision that you're going to be positive about it. You're going to figure this out. Things are going to be okay. Like I said, definitely do some research. There might be some grants or programs that you could apply for. Followed then by the Eight of Wands. It's all about dynamics. I did go ahead and pull an extra card for you. It was the Knight of Cups. That card is going to refer to that chaotic emotional energy, that worry, that fear. I pulled two extra cards. So you got a total of 8. The next card was the Five of Cups. That card fell reversed. I was really happy to see that because that's going to refer to a lack of regret. So like I said, I feel as though the situation is definitely going to work out for your favor. Then followed by the Seven of Pentacles. That card is going to refer to investments. Definitely the ability to fix the property, to invest money into it, as well as having it fixed overall. Would I worry? No. Do I realize that that is way easier said than done? Of course. But I am a straight shooter when it comes to readings. I don't beat around the bush, and I am not what I call a yes reader. Like, oh, yes, you're going to get $1 million. And yes, he's going to leave his wife. And yes, he's going to come back. I can't do that. I can't. It's a disrespect to you, and it's a disrespect to the cards. The cards are revealing that things are going to work out and you are going to find the funds, whether it be through a grant, an assistance program, or you just happenstance and you come across money. I wouldn't worry. I really wouldn't. I know it's much easier said than done, but Diane, I really feel as though things are going to work out. Can I pull 3 oracle cards for you as well?
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay. I love this deck. It is the Seasons of the Witch. It's the Litha edition. I actually speak to the author next week. And I am over the moon excited. Yes.
That's wonderful.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. So, Diane, your first card is Heather. That card is You Are Worthy, My Dear. Silence the noise that strips you of your peace. Make sense? That worry, that angst, that fear, the what ifs, the waiting for the other shoe to drop. Your next card was Sunstone. And the uniqueness of who you are lives a world yet to be discovered. You already have the power within you. You just have to unleash it. Believe in yourself. Have that confidence. That third card is herb crafting. Allow your roots to dive into the depths. Your spirit calls for grounding. So obviously, with all this stress, you are a bit unsettled. That definitely is my card for self-care. Whether you do makeup, however, and whatever your form of self-care is, definitely make sure you pamper yourself and take that time for you.
Excellent. This is what I needed to hear, for sure.
Oh, Diane, I'm so happy I was able to help. I truly am. And please, if I may be so bold, please follow me at Tarot Readings by Jean Rose on Facebook. I would love to be updated about your story and your situation and know where you're at.
Okay, what was that again? What on Facebook?
It's on Facebook, and it is Tarot Readings by Jean Rose.
Okay.
The link is also at the bottom of the screen.
Okay. Yeah. Wonderful.
Oh, Diane, this was an absolute pleasure. I'm so glad things are going to work out for you. Like I said, do it afraid if you have to, but definitely do not entertain those negative thoughts.
Good. I will definitely change my way of thinking right now.
Oh, Diane, I'm so glad to hear that. You be well and be blessed.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome, Diane. You take care.
I will.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Guys, another beautiful reading that we knocked out of the park. I am so pleased with the readings that we were able to do this evening. Oh my goodness. And I was able to read from the Litho deck. I am so happy about that. I think I'm going to surprise a couple of my Siggies with a reading. I know you guys didn't ask for it, but I think it would be really cool if we closed out the show tonight with a couple of readings for you guys. So let's do it, right? So first up is going to be our beautiful Z. Yes. She is our Stiggy ambassador, also our Stiggy vampire. We call her lovingly. She is a wonderful part of our Stiggy family, as well as she is part of our Mod Squad. And guys, if you want to join us too, join us on TikTok under Mrs. Stiggy, Stiggi. So Z, your first card was the King of Pentacles. That card is going to refer to as be a success, specifically in terms of money. The second card was the Eight of Swords. However, that card fell reverse. No longer feeling trapped, captured, or stuck between a rock and a hard spot. And then, of course, your final card was the Nine of Pentacles. That card is going to relate to the start of long-term stability. So, yes, wonderful cards, love. How should we read for? I think next up shall be, let's do Ada. Guys, I hope you're watching. And if you are, I give my entire Stiggy family a huge shout out. I love you guys so much. Yes, so Ada, your first card was the Nine of Pentacles. That's going to refer to the start of long-term stability. Your second card was the King of Pentacles. Again, that's success, especially in terms of money. And your final card was Temperance. This card, and especially, you know how I feel about this card. It is one of my tattoos. Temperance is all about exercise and patience. Once we do that, harmony is restored. We need to exercise patience with ourselves, perhaps another person, or even a situation. So no matter whatever the case may be, make sure you instill that patience so that that harmony can come back. And I think we might have time for a couple more. Let's go for Ash. Ooh, Ash, the first card is the Three of Cups. That card is going to relate to celebrations, of course. Second card is the Eight of Cups. That card fell reversed, thankfully. So you don't need to let anybody go right now or anything go right now. Remember, Cups is the emotion suit. So you want to kind of stay where you are at. And the final card is my favorite, and that is the Queen of Wands. That card is all about being a warrior, taking every brick that is thrown at you and using it to build your foundation. It's also about fortitude, strength, courage, bravery. It's also about resiliency, as well as passion and also strength, if I didn't already say that. So yes, it's a beautiful card, and it also corresponds to that fantastic fire energy. Next up, let's read for Jamie. Yes. She is another one of our Siggy mods. She's absolutely wonderful. So shout out just to the Siggy family, as I said before. You guys, if you haven't already, definitely check us out over on TikTok. I give readings, I do mediumship. We have a fabulous time over there. First card is going to be the Four of Pentacles. That card is going to be all about holding on to something that you need to let go of. Followed by that Three of Cups. Again, a card about celebrations, really soaking in the moment and staying in the present. Your last card was the Eight of Cups, and that card fell reversed, thankfully. So there's nothing that you quite need to let go of at this time, whether it be emotionally or even a person. You're good where you're at. Yes. Let's also do one for Loreline. Yes. So okay, so first card is going to be the Two of Wands. That card is going to be all about putting a plan together. Second card is going to be the Five of Cups. That card fell reversed. That lack of regret, of course, then followed by the Four of Cups. Being active, staying put, or like not staying put, not having those thoughts out of boredom, but instead kind of thinking about and doing things as well. Guys, I think we have time for one or two more. Yes, this was a really fun way to close out the show tonight. Oh my gosh, how fun. And it definitely is a way for me to give back on top of doing the live callers, but also doing these readings for the Siggy. So next up, we're going to pull for Kristen. Yes, we are. Kristen, your first card is the Empress. This card is going to be all about deciding not to decide, then followed by the Star. That's going to refer to a hope, wish, or dream coming true. The final card was the Ten of Wands. That card fell reversed. So no longer feeling overwhelmed, not having a lot on your plate anymore, and being able to take things in stride. Yes. Beautiful, beautiful readings tonight, guys. Let's do one for Josh, my birthday twin. Yes. So your first card was the Two of Cups. That card, of course, is going to refer to true love. Second card is the Two of Swords. That card fell reversed. That card is going to refer to kind of knowing what direction you want to go in. Instead of indecision, it refers to the direct opposite, deciding on what you want and knowing what you want. That beautiful third card was the Hermit. That card did fall reversed. So instead of light at the end of the tunnel, we are at that end and we are at that light. Yes. Oh, what beautiful cards, guys. Amazing. And of course, I have to do one for the most important of all, and that is my wife. So, baby, I'm going to pull a couple of cards for you. Yes, I am. Guys, just remember, like I said before, I know I already mentioned it. Do not forget that tonight is the new moon. Definitely set your intentions. Write them on a piece of paper. Hell, even write them on a napkin. It doesn't matter what they're written on or how they're written. What matters is you take the time to sort of have that focus and write that out. Your first card is the Five of Wands. That's going to refer to picking and choosing your battles. Second card is one of our favorites, and that is going to be death. That's endings followed by beautiful new beginnings, a rebirth, or even renewal. And then your final card was the Three of Wands. That card is going to be all about having positive expectations. You know, it's not lost to me that the first and third card were both from the Wand suit, and you and I are both fire signs. So definitely soaking in that fire energy, that power, that resiliency, that strength, that fortitude, that passion, creativity, courage, bravery, all of that, and even that power, standing in it and really reveling in it. So soaking it up, if you will. Let's pull one more card. And that was the Page of Pentacles, the start of new financial opportunities. Guys, remember the Pentacle suit refers to money and material things. Guys, if you like this tonight and you like my style of reading, definitely do not be afraid to reach out. Again, my name is Jean Rose. I do offer private sessions for tarot readings, oracle, as well as evidential mediumship. You can find me down at the bottom at Tarot Readings by Jean Rose. I am on Facebook. You can also find me on Instagram as well as TikTok. Follow me at Tarot by Jean Rose or Mrs. Stiggy on TikTok, Stiggi. Guys, this has been absolutely fantastic. I have truly enjoyed this. Like I said, I cannot wait for next week because we're going to be speaking to Lorraine Anderson. So definitely stay tuned for that episode. Yes, we have 7 days and I am so excited. You know that I'm just going to be tickled pink next week. I have all of her decks. So yes, I am super excited to be able to have the opportunity to speak with her. Guys, as always, I want you all to have a beautiful night. Remember, I am available for private appointments. If you like my style of reading, definitely give me a follow or a shout. You can also email me at tarotbyjeanrose@gmail.com. That's tarotbyjeanrose@gmail.com. Send me your inquiries for readings. I can definitely recommend what session would work best for you. And I also adhere to all budgets. So don't feel as though I am out of reach. Guys, I want you all to have a beautiful night. Enjoy the weekend. I know Allie and I are. We have some events going on with the family this weekend, so we're super excited for that. I wish you all a beautiful night. Be blessed, and I'll see you guys next week. Take care.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for New York City Celebrity Psychic with Perry Lyons. Perry Lyons. Live from PerryLyons.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is New York City Celebrity Psychic on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, right. I'm Perry Lyons, and this is Perry Lyons, New York City Celebrity Psychic, and I'm really happy to see you. I don't know why I'm sideways, but too late to fix it. I'm holding a hydrangea because today is summer solstice, and I tried putting this down my cleavage, but you know what? I'm going to put it back in the vase, and thanks for playing. Okay, there we go. So today's summer solstice. And here are some activities that you should have done today, and it's probably too late because I certainly didn't do them. Observe either the sun's rise, I don't do mornings, sorry, or the sunset. Missed that one too. Sit outside and commune with nature. It's pouring here, not going to happen. Light a bonfire, see previous statement. And celebrate the marriage of the earth and the sun, which sounds dangerous and sort of inconvenient. And what will the children look like? Also, what do you get them for a wedding present? I mean, they have everything. What are you going to get the earth? How about some flowers? I think I've got that covered. What are you going to get the sun? A flashlight? Anyway, a blender is always appropriate. I got 72 of those at my wedding. I still have some of them longer than I did the actual husband. That's not true, 15 years. Anyway, hi, Adam. I'm in a very strange mood today. I don't know, I heard from my friend Kiki Valentine that it had the best name ever. She's like, what is up with the solstice? And I'm really grumpy. I'm never grumpy. I'm so cheerful. I'm annoyingly cheerful, I've been told. I'm a little grumpy, so you can call in. I'll be nice to you, maybe. But I am waiting for your calls in Canada, Australia, the US, New Zealand, all of the United Kingdom, which sounds sort of enchanted. I live in a kingdom. What else? Okay, so the summer solstice I'll get a little serious here. If you do want to light a candle, think of some intentions that have to do with summer-related things. So you could have an intention to receive, for instance, as we receive nourishment and light from the sun, to receive spiritual and emotional and physical nourishment from whoever happens to offer it to you. Got a light? And to receive and lean into your own growth. I'm already 5'10" and a half, so I'm probably going to put a ceiling in that, but they might mean spiritual growth and emotional growth, in which case, knock yourself out. We have Shobha. What a great name. Oh, I want to hear the origin. Shobha. That is a beautiful name. I want to hear the origin of that, and I will get to you in 30 seconds. First, I'm going to do the tarot weather for the week. And tarot weather, if you watch the show religiously, as you should, it makes a good drinking game every time I say the word energy. The energies today. Jägermeister. Where was I going with this? Oh, the tarot weather is a lot like regular weather, except less damaging to crops. And it talks about the week coming up. So we're going to begin with today, go through next Wednesday, when you will, of course, return to get my wisdom about the next week. These are always really accurate, too. I forget they apply to me. If something will happen that will be like, wait a minute, didn't I say that was going to happen this week? Wait, that applies to me? I thought it was just reporting. I didn't know I was actually subject to it. So the first card is for the first part of the week. Second card of the week, part of the week. I think you get the drift. Okay, I'm starting to be less grumpy. It must be you. I love you. I'm so glad you're here. My cherished ducklings. Yay. Okay, and a good day for ducklings outside, I got to tell you. Raining like heck. The Queen of Wands, the card that heralds the beginning of the week, which is a good summer solstice because wands represent fire. They also represent the fire signs, Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. So this might mean that either, if you're any of those signs, that you're going to find yourself feeling very self-expressed and empowered at the beginning of the week. If not, tough luck. Oh, sorry. I told you I was grumpy. I warned you. Oh, I did warn you. Okay, how am I holding this? I've been doing this for 5 years, and I'm still like, how do I hold the card? Okay. The other thing it means is that even if you're not a fire sign, you might find yourself feeling or acting like one. And what I mean by that is traditionally fire sign people or fire sign, well, she's a woman, but fire sign people are outgoing, attractive, very like, let's get this done. Kind of almost annoying, but they're very good at it. So you might find yourself sort of the center of attention in a very nice way. You might find yourself accessing your inner Leo, or access my friend Jennifer's sign, your inner Aries, which means that you're very kind and you get stuff done, and you listen to me whine about ex-boyfriends calling out of the blue, which might be why I'm so grumpy. Sorry. Has it's been happening for everybody I know this week. The minute you stop thinking about a narcissist is the minute they call you. What is that? Okay. The minute, literally the minute. Okay. I hung up. So rest of the second part of the week. Mova, I really want to talk to you. Don't go anywhere. And Mova, while you're waiting, what I'm going to ask you to do is activate your vagus nerve, the VAGUS, by breathing in deeply and then breathing out through the nose, then breathe out through the mouth like this, like you're blowing out a child's birthday candle or your whoopee cushion. So breathe in deeply through the nose, breathe out like you're blowing out a birthday candle. My friend Marty Millett, who's a great singer, I'm just name checking everybody today. She really is great though. Taught me this, and it really does calm you down. In fact, I should try it right now. But this is the Lover's card. I know it looks like snakes. I don't know where this deck came from. It's like lovers, snakes, whatever. Sounds a little cynical to me, but whatever. But the Lover's card is part of the major arcana. When you get the Lover's card, it can either be, as some readers like to say, the merging of your dark side and your light side. And you know what? No, it's about love. It's about romantic love. End of. So if you get the Lover's card, your opportunities this week for romance, because it's a major arcana card, which means it's a big deal, are going to be kind of off the charts, especially, I'm going to say like Monday, not Monday, over the weekend. Yeah, over the weekend through Monday. Don't date snakes, unless that's your thing, in which case, no judgment. People who say no judgment are always really judgmental. Have you noticed that? It's like they're saying no judgment just to throw you off. No judgment, judging you. Okay, the Page of Wands means, because it often heralds the birth of a child, if you've just gotten the Lover's card, you might want to take certain precautions. But it also means, for me, this is a card of positive communications via text, email, letters, which some people still write. All three of us, I still write cards and letters. But it generally heralds, I've found that in readings, it heralds good news coming through some form of communication that has been written and thought about by the sender. Okay, Shobha, beautiful name. Are you still there? Have you fallen asleep? No.
I'm still here.
I love you. Thank you. Can you tell me about your beautiful name, where it comes from, what it means?
Well, I'm from the Caribbean. My ancestors are from India, and my name means beautiful decorative ornament.
Oh, that's so nice. Are they from like Trinidad, a place like that?
Yes, correct. Exactly
cool.
There.
Well, I do this for a living, but I love Trinidad. In fact, my great uncle was ambassador to Trinidad and Tobago for 10 years.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, hi. Sorry. So I like to connect with people through their birthdays. So, darling, when is your birthday?
April 18th.
You're an Aries. Yay.
Yes.
I love that.
That's right.
Also, you're 18th, traditionally 18. It's the Hebrew number Chai, which is considered the number of life. So you're supposed to have good luck if you're born in the 18th. I was born in the 18th. I'm pretty lucky. I think you're lucky. Okay. How can I help you? I will focus. I'm like the ADHD psychic today. Sorry.
I'm not sure. Well, let's see. I was going to ask you about love, but I think I'd like to ask you about work.
That's an interesting thing. Yeah, I'm picking up on both of those, but let's go with career. And an interesting thing in my practice, people just assume that women want to know about love and men want to know about career. It's the exact opposite. Always has been, always will be. Women do want to know about love, but it's kind of second. because as women, we have to make sure that we're secure so we can take care of everybody around us, which they're going to expect, whether we want them to or not. Good thing I'm not bitter. Okay. Sorry. So let me see what I'm getting about. Let me pull. I don't usually pull cards. I'm going to do that for you because you're cool. And that really is the coolest name. Okay, it looks like you got the strength card, which is a woman either taming a lion or persuading him not to rip her head off. When I get this card, it usually means that a very strong woman is getting to step back into her strength, usually the day she gets this card. This would suggest to me that your work situation has required a lot of patience in you not hitting people for about the last 14 months. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, because you got some real winners that you're working with, and I'm being sarcastic because I'm grumpy. What's interesting is that, how can I put this? People think that if you're shiny and you're always, I mean, by shiny, I mean that as a compliment, like you have presence, people notice you, and you're an attractive, dare I say, I think you're a very, very attractive person, woman. You're good looking. I can't see you through my phone, but I can see you with my heart. Beautiful skin, beautiful cheekbones, and your eyes. You have like big almond-shaped eyes, right? Your eyes are the bomb. But you're also very, very good at getting stuff done, and you get it done faster and without complaining than anybody else. That's oddly not going to make you popular. You're surrounded by a fair amount of, am I right in this situation?
Correct, 100%, yes.
You're surrounded by a lot of people who really resent competence, take it personally, and are drama queens. Is that correct? Because that's what I'm getting. Yeah, well, sod that. I don't see that getting better anytime soon. I would get the heck out of there because you might get promoted, but you're too good to work with these people. You just are. I'm almost thinking that you might want to do something you really enjoy doing. I feel like you manage people in this office. You do administrative stuff, you manage stuff. Is that correct?
Well, not currently, but I have, yes.
In the past? Well, I'm not sure what you're doing currently, but I don't think this is, this is on your terms. They're certainly not getting rid of you. You're the only person who does any work. I'm sorry, I'm not usually this, even though I'm oddly grumpy today, I'm not usually this like negative, but this is not negativity. This is just accurate reporting. I think, either a friend or a friend of a friend has a company that you'd be a really good fit at. So you might want to look around your friends and friends of friends. What would you most like to do? Because there's a lot of opportunity opening up for you. Starting mid next month, it feels to me, I hate to sound like a fortune teller. It's like cross my palm with silver. Although feel free to cross my palm with silver. I have a feeling that starting like around July 15th, you're entering into a really lucky time. You just are. I never say stuff like that. So it might be a good time to look around and maybe take a step up. You could, I'm sure you're doing quite well financially, but you could even do better in terms of salary. And you could definitely do better in terms of people who will appreciate you and will punish you for being effective, which is just so much what's going on that I just want to curl up in a fetal position and whimper. Okay, does that make sense?
It totally makes sense, yes, absolutely.
Let me see how much time we have.
Right on.
Because hold on. Darling producer, how much time do we have? Well, I think he's playing games on his iPhone, but I love him dearly. 13 minutes. Okay, you're not playing games on your iPhone, fine, but I still love you dearly. Okay, so I'm going to quickly do a couple minutes of your love life. You essentially got your heart surgically removed from your body. Yeah, no, I think I'm going to wrap up with Shobha in about 3 minutes because she's very easy to receive information from, and so it's going to be very fast. So anyway, Shobha, this is what I'm getting for you. I think somebody took your heart out surgically and put it in the blender and then fed it to the cat. Is that correct?
Yep.
Not me. Yeah.
Yep.
this person was a malignant narcissist. I have a little experience with this. Let's go get drunk. No, sorry. Yeah, part of you hasn't gotten over that. Hasn't. And it's made you, although you're very confident and assured on the outside, you are a highly sensitive person. You are. There's even a book about it. Highly sensitive persons, or people, or something. HSP. It's worth getting because you are sensitive. You hide it well, but you are. And it would just make me really even more grumpy, which nobody wants to see. If you let this malignant narcissist, who, let's face it, that was very attractive and quite charming malignant narcissist, but still damage you permanently. You're too good for that. Also, it's summer solstice. You can make a really strong intention for some summer lovin', if you know what I mean. That's me winking. I think that this coincides with your good luck period in July. I think you've given up. Don't give up. Get back out there. I'm talking to myself too. Really get back out there. And I think that you're going to get somebody a lot better. He might not be your specific type, but I think he's a really solid guy or girl or other, whatever. We're LGBTQ friendly in this show. But I get guy. You're going to be fine. They just want you to start consciously working on your self-esteem, because you're lovely. And I know, I occasionally for myself, I'm like, you know what? I'm fat. I'm not going to exit my dwelling for the next 3 weeks because I'm fat and I'm too old. And it may not look it from the outside, but we all beat ourselves up for ridiculous things. And please don't, because you are really awesome and there's a really good relationship waiting for you. And I'm not just saying that. That makes sense?
That makes sense.
Cool. One last thing. Do you go to church or anything like that? Or do you go to church or a spiritual group or anything like that?
No.
That's fine. Volunteer work might be a good place to meet this person. It's something that's for the greater good. All right, my love.
Sure.
Well, bless you. And let me know how you're doing. I'm perrylyons.com. That's my real website. We got to fix that. And that's Perry Lyons on Facebook. Bless you.
Thank you so much. You're awesome.
So are you. Okay, thank you guys. Before we take our next caller, and darling producer, I looked away when you flashed her name and I want to make sure I get it. Can you tell me again? Okay. Karen. Hi, Karen. How are you?
Hi. I'm good.
Good. Cool. I was going to do little tips on how to access one's psychic self. Oh, you're from Washington State. Cool. I love it there. I'm going to do that at the end of the program because I really like your energy. Hi. So I like to connect with people through your birthdays. When's your birthday?
My birthday is the 20th of September.
Oh, so you're Virgo. The most misunderstood.
Kind of close to the cusp. Yeah, kind of close to the cusp.
I'm not really. Being in the cusp can mean that you have a lot of other planets and things in the sign that you're close to. But honestly, a Virgo is a Virgo. My kidney's next to my spleen, but it's not the same thing. So you're a Virgo, and it's the most misunderstood sign. I love Virgos because people think they're about being OCD. They're totally not. They're about idealism and purity and really good stuff. So congratulations. How can I help you?
I thought this was a reading.
It is. But, I'm asking, what's your question?
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Well, if it's a reading, if it's I just had lost my son this year, and I just.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, there aren't any words.
Yeah.
And he just showed up. Okay. I hope this is accurate. I don't usually do mediumship, but.
Oh, that's okay. I thought that's what this was, but if it's not, that's fine too.
No. I know. I do mediumship. I do, and especially now because he just showed up, and he's lovely, and
That's awesome.
I don't know why he's. Look, I might be wrong. I'm usually right about this stuff, but I so desperately want to be right here that the first impression I got was of somebody on the taller side and the more slender side. Is that accurate?
Yeah, on the slender side, yeah.
Okay. By taller, I
mean
mean
a lot of weight.
5'9" to up, yeah.
Oh, not tall. No, not tall.
5'8".
No, what you said.
5'9". Yeah, no, it's tall. On the taller side.
About 5'7", 5'8", 5'7",
Yeah,
5'8".
is.
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting. Anything above 5'5" for me is on the taller side.
Oh.
What was his first name?
Ian.
Okay, I was reading that wrong. I was getting Tim, but I was reading it. What a beautiful name. Oh, what a beautiful guy. Okay, here's what he wants to say. First of all, he loves you. Is this his sister I'm seeing?
I can't hear you. What?
Is this, oh gosh, is this his sister I'm seeing? Or he wants to talk.
He has a sister. He has a sister.
Okay. Interesting. To you, he wants, it's not like he's apologizing because this wasn't his fault. But he, boy, does he love you. And he's so appreciative. You're a real hands-on mom growing up. I mean, you weren't a helicopter mom, but you really paid attention.
But he had health issues, so I had to be.
Yeah, and you were really there. And you're, honestly, I'm just going to start crying here because you're his hero. You're just his flat-out hero, and he loves you. And the first thing that came through was just this gratitude and appreciation, and and just gratitude. Man, I mean, he almost died several times. Like once at about, it feels like, I can't see if he's 7 or 10 here, but also you paid attention to him, and you were such a cheerleader for him, and you never let him feel like his illness limited him. You he was very smart. You paid attention to his mind and heart, and you nourished that. And this is a really grateful guy. In fact, here, I mean, this is for you. This must be, I didn't know why I brought this today because I just grabbed it, but I think it was because, did he send you flowers or give you flowers? I don't know what. Anyway,
he would send me flowers for birthdays and for Mother's Day. And he knew I love flowers.
Yeah, you do love flowers. And I had no reason why I picked them. The bloody hydrangea I spent all year pruning, but I picked it.
What did you say?
I said I had no idea before the show when I went out and picked one of my hydrangeas, which are my babies. I never picked them, but my guys were like, "Go get some flowers." And this is why he's giving you flowers.
Yeah.
And
you said, what type of flowers is he giving me?
Hydrangeas.
NHL. That's amazing.
That makes sense?
Because, he liked them, and he had given a hydrangea plant, a beautiful blue hydrangea plant, to his girlfriend, who before, this is a year ago, before when he found out she was going to be having a baby boy. They were having a child together.
Oh.
And he was so thrilled. So after he died, I knew he liked hydrangeas. So I said, I'm going to do a hydrangea memorial garden for him. And I have done that, and it is blooming beautifully. And it's, matter of fact, I'm going to get a sign for him.
This is your confirmation then, because I have lilies, I have roses. I'm a gardener. But my guides before the program said, go get some. No, isn't it great? I love it. I like mothers.
That's amazing. So hydrangeas were one of his favorites. And
you did a hydrangea.
Like I said, I've got a hydrangea garden for him, and that's amazing.
There's our confirmation.
Yeah.
And that's.
Yeah. Wow.
And I don't want to put. So that's. I can give you other confirmation. He says hi to his sister. I got this there's a young lady.
He says what? He says hi to his sister? His sister misses him so much. Is that what you said?
Yeah, his sister is, I feel like he wants to comfort her.
Oh, like he needs to. She misses him so much. They were so close. Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
They were so close.
She's a lovely old-fashioned name. We've got 2 minutes. I'm trying to get her name. I can't quite get her. It's not Eleanor. I'm sorry, I'm not getting. It's a lovely old-fashioned name, and I think it has 2 syllables. What's her name?
Allison.
Oh, okay, 3 syllables. It's still a lovely old-fashioned name. Eleanor. Eleanor is what I was trying to. Yeah, I didn't hear it right.
That's
Sorry,
close.
Eleanor. Allison.
Yeah, Allison. Yeah,
it's like playing charades with people you can't quite see.
Yeah.
He sends her his love. His son is adorable. That's a cute kid. And I'm not just saying that. He also sends his love to his girlfriend. Is she very delicate boned? Very pretty, like she looks delicate to me. I don't know, I'm getting the word delicate.
Well, it was kind of tricky. He actually broke up with his girlfriend this past year, and they were having a tough time. And he has a different girlfriend, but he still was in touch with his and taking and supporting.
I think I'm getting the second girlfriend.
The second girlfriend. Oh my gosh, she's beautiful, and she's
beautiful. Yeah, that's right.
Such a huge heart, and they were going to get married. It was
I'm so. Yeah. We've got about 20 seconds, so here's what I want to say to you. Please accept this virtual hydrangea. Please understand that I never do that. If I stop before a show and grab something, one time it was a Lakota Sioux artifact, and the caller was Lakota Sioux and wanted some reassurance that she was seen by God. This is your reassurance and your confirmation. He's with you, he loves you, and he ain't going nowhere. Okay, my dear?
Thank you.
And please let me know how you are.
God bless you.
God bless you, my dear.
Bless.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you, guys. I am now in full leap, so I can't really finish. And I'm going to say I love you, and that color looks great on you, and come back next week at 9, and I love my job, and thank you. Come back next week.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for the Hallie Elise Show with Hallie Elise. Hallie Elise. Live from HallieElise.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is the Hallie Elise Show on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone. I'm, as always, delighted and excited to be here. Before we dive in, though, I do want to say thank you so much for my new sponsor. That's George Duback, the Ultimate Networker. Be sure to check him out here on Facebook after the show, not before, not during, but after. Once again, that's George Duback, the Ultimate Networker. He is my new sponsor. And really and truly, if you need to make connections for business, he's amazing. He also created the Love List, which we talked about last week on the show. If you missed it, definitely tune in, turn on, check out last week's show so that you could take a look for yourself. All that said, hi, it's Thursday night. It's so funny. This morning I got up and I'm doing all these things, and a friend asked me, what am I doing this evening? Am I in class? Am I going to my mom, my dad? What's going on? And I went, I think I have something to do tonight. The life makes me know what it is. Can you imagine? Meanwhile, I guess mid-afternoon, I went, light bulb moment. Hello, it's Thursday. It's just one of those things where sometimes I am really connected and other times I'm kind of out there. But I'm not out there as in not totally knowing what's going on. It's more a senior moment, if you will, if I can say that. It's kind of a pause pushed. Now, on that note, pushing a pause. I have been dealing with so many people today and this past couple of weeks that are in trauma. Not drama, but actual trauma. There has been loss of life. There has been sick children. There has been accidents. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on. And I'm sitting here going, wow. And all these folks are looking for insight. And of course, I'm happy to help them in any way I can, as I am here for you as well. The thing, though, that I want to put out there is often we are not aware that we are creating the situations that wreak havoc in our world. Not specifically loss of life. I believe, this is my belief, that when it is our time, it is our time. Now, occasionally that looks like, oh, somebody is ill and they're going to leave us. And then all of a sudden they surprise us and get better. Okay, so when that person is not well and they look like they're leaving us, we make assumptions. What we don't know is what their soul wants. What we don't know is what their will actually is. We have to keep that in mind. I'm going to circle back to what I started with before, which is we create without even realizing. If you're stressed out, if you are distracted, if you have the woe is me's, even if it's legitimate that you have all those things going on, take a breath. Literally just go, because when you stop, you actually break a cycle. You just break that cycle of energy for a moment. It gives you pause to be able to focus on something else, to be able to connect with something else. So please do yourself a favor. If things are chaotic, if it seems like things are out of control, truly take a pause. If need be, take 3 or 4 or even 5. But help yourself. Get distracted with something good. Think about the first time you laughed, or the first kiss, or the first chocolate ice cream you tried. But bring something into mind when you're taking that pause to allow you to take your mind off whatever it is that seems to be hampering the moment. You'll handle it better. Okay, all that said, I believe we have, I don't know if it's Ree or Ria from Australia. Welcome. Which is it?
Ria.
It is Ria. Believe it or not, that was my grandmother's middle name, and I was thinking about her earlier today. So I'll take that as a really good omen that you're calling in.
Oh, wow. That was my great-grandmother's name.
Wow. I guess we have some symbiosis here. So maybe our grandmothers got together and said, hey, tonight is the night.
Very probable.
Is there something particular you want me to focus on for you? Or did you want me to just share whatever it is that comes in.
Share whatever it is that comes in, please.
Okay, and then you can ask questions too if you'd like.
Yeah.
All right. So, my goodness, I will say the first thing that pops up for me is you tend to be really hard on you. You have a bit more patience with others than yourself. Something to pay attention to, something to recognize that it's important to pat yourself on the back periodically and see that you're doing the best that you can in the moment. I just get that. It's funny, I was just talking about distraction and breathing. And the overall feeling here is that's something that you could really make use of. Right now, there seems to be the essence of children around you. And when I say that, I don't mean as if you have 20 babies circling you. However, I just feel as if there's, I'm going to use the word drain, a bit of a drain due to children, and just trying to isolate what that energy is. But it feels like giving out energy, doing, overthinking, trying to manage, trying to take care. It's tumultuous, like too much going on at one time. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. All that said, again, I'm going to go back to what I said just a moment ago. Breathe. You don't have to do it for an hour, but at least stop periodically and do that. And in that moment, when you're exhaling, ask yourself, what's the best thing I can think of? Just for a moment, because it'll give you an opportunity to create some peace inside, which also gives you the opportunity to focus on what you need right now. The other thing here too is you have to know that you've done a good job. I don't think you realize that. And I don't mean it just for your family. I feel like with friends also, you have done a good job with their families. It seems as if you loan support a lot and have lent support a lot. It's time for you to take a vacation. It really is time for you to say, you know what? I'm going to go do just for me. And I'm not inferring that you shouldn't take anybody you love with you. I'm simply saying that I feel like you could use a little bit of time just to do silly, fun things for yourself. And if at all possible, make it at least 3 days. Maybe there's a girlfriend you haven't seen in forever that you'd like to go visit. Or there's a place that you love that you haven't seen in a long time. Or there is a different country, because I'm getting a push here, like you want to travel, that you'd like to check out. Create different scenarios for yourself to allow you to actually enjoy a vacation versus planning everything so strictly that you have to know all the details. And then when they don't turn out exactly right, going, I can't believe, here too in my life, there's this stuff going on. What the heck? I think flexibility. Saying that, I feel like there's some things going on with the neck. I'm going to use the word sensitivity. Sensitivity for me is there's a predisposition for something, or there is something old that shows up to go, hi, I'm here to bother you. Or there's something borderline. For me, this feels like something older. And I feel like middle of neck. So I would say, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I'd go to about 3, 4. So cervical 3, 4, all the way down to, all the way down to cervical, I think it's 7, if it goes that far, I believe, going into thoracic 1. So that all said, from what I'm sensing here, I'm going to say middle of the neck, vertebrae is going all the way down to the top vertebrae of the thoracic section. There's something brewing here. And I'm going to go back to the word flexibility for a moment. It feels as if your neck takes the brunt of your stress. It's a couple of other places, your knees also. It feels as if knees sometimes, in my ear, my mind's ear, as funny as that sounds, I hear almost like a clicking. It feels like there's a hesitation for the need to engage, the need to perhaps unlock when you go to walk. So there's two, I'll say, stress points that I'm getting. That emotional stress is creating some discord within the physical body. And then the other area is lower digestive tract that needs a little bit of attention. But I'm also getting a sense that's more connected to hydration, needing to have overall more hydration. Keep in mind, if you drink soda, it dehydrates you. If you drink Coke, it dehydrates you. If you drink tea, depending on the tea, it can dehydrate. So you can drink liquids and think, I'm doing great, and yet your cells aren't being fully hydrated. Try to get a bit more water in, even if that means mixing water with other things. Make it more water. And I know when my daughter was little, what I would do to get her to drink more water is I would take apple juice, and I started out like a lot, and then a little water, right? And then over the course of a week, I added a little more water. So eventually it was more water than apple juice. It really helped. And I feel like you could kind of do the same thing to hydrate your system a bit more. Okay, relationships. You, and I'm saying this and I genuinely mean this, you are a really good soul. You have a heart as big as the whole world. However, you like to kind of control things. And I think we all have moments of that. But in your head, you kind of get stuck in that they should be doing, or I should tell them, or why don't they see? That's an area that you might want to give yourself a little break on. And what I mean by that is perhaps start asking yourself the question, do I need to be thinking this now? It's really simple, but it's really effective. If you can get into the habit of asking yourself, do I need to be thinking this now? I feel like it'll loosen things up for you. Again, here I go with flexibility. There's also a part of you that holds on. And I get the sense that over time, you have looked at that a bit, where you said, yeah, I'm still thinking about that, geez. Or, yeah, I should just leave that alone. That's an area that you might want to go a little deeper with. And when I say that, you could do something such as doing a meditation and envisioning yourself as a little girl and connecting with that part of yourself, giving her a hug and letting her know that it's okay to just flow. It's okay to just be. Because if you will, taking control for you has more to do with security than it does with you having to be the head honcho. Again, there is this big heart here. You would do anything for anybody that you care about. And even strangers sometimes, even if they annoy you, but you see that they are in need, you'll reach out a hand. And I think that's so admirable. We need more people like you on the planet right now, truly. But this whole sense is as if the body is clenching in different areas, because you need to have, again, the words coming in, flexibility, more movement, more flow, more ease overall. Even think in terms of the way you're sleeping at night. Maybe sleep in a different position on the bed. I know that sounds really funny, but you've heard the expression, I'm sure, about like when you move, you see things from a different angle. And it's true, because you literally move, you see things from a different angle, a different space, right? Perhaps shift where you're sleeping in bed so that there too, in dream time, you can get a sense of a different perception, a different look on things. And it's not because your subconscious has to fix anything. It's more a matter of opening up. Hopefully this is resonating with you, because I just feel like you're having a harder time than you should be. And it's more with the little stuff. It's almost as if with the big stuff, you're determined you're going to do what you have to do, even if it's tough, even if you have to get through it, even if you have to just stick it out. And yet it seems as if little things, smaller things, are just throwing you off kilter. Would you agree to that?
Yeah.
Okay. This is all easy, and it doesn't feel like it, but it's all easy to make a change. If you can just be open to checking in with yourself more, as I said before, shifting some things around. I would even go as far to say, move some furniture. Not that you have to physically move it, you can have somebody help you. But look at your space and ask yourself, okay, how would that look over there? Whatever that is. Maybe it's a chair, maybe it's a small table. Literally change the energy in your space. It will make a huge difference. That said, I'm hearing flowers, 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 flowers. You should be surrounded by flowers.
Mm-hmm.
You can have physical flowers in your space, images of flowers, a TV show with a screensaver with flowers, pink flowers. And I'll go as far as to say, if you're open to it, look up the language of flowers. It feels like that would be really helpful to you, especially right now. All right, my friend?
Yes.
Okay.
Interesting.
Do you have any questions?
Just one. What are the finances looking at? I'm waiting for something to come through, and it seems to be taking longer than expected.
It feels like if they said 3 months, it's 8 months. It's been taking a while. I get the sense that we're almost in June, July, August. The overall impression here is by September, it should be here. And it could be sooner than that, but it feels like between now and September. All right?
Oh, okay.
All right, Rita, thank you so much for calling.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Okay, we have Kathy on the line, and forgive me, I didn't catch where Kathy. Oh, from Orange, California. Hi, Kathy. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. Thank you. How are you?
Good. I hear you nice and clear. That's nice. I like that. Sometimes I'm like trying to hear, so that's perfect. Did you have any specific questions or an area of focus you wanted to look at this evening?
I just want to see if any of my loved ones would come through and have anything to say to me. It's been a long time, and I miss a lot of them, and I was thinking maybe someone missed me.
I will be very candid here. I am not a medium. I am clairvoyant and clairaudient and clairsentient. Sometimes I get a sense of a loved one. However, I don't interpret, if you will, the energy the same way as someone who does mediumship. I can't.
Okay, well, I'd asked her, she asked me what kind, and I told her, she said, just tell her when you get on the phone. So I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about it. I just wanted to give you a heads up before I dive in, okay? But I will tell you, do get a sense of things, and the overall impression is right off the bat that there is an older woman that is around you often, and also a younger guy. Do you know who those two are?
They're not related, right? They wouldn't be related. The older woman, it could be.
Like,
you have two people, it could be.
Okay. I get someone who was not vain, but I will say conscious of her appearance. Does that help isolate who it is?
Okay. Yeah, I know who it is.
Okay. So again, I kind of interpret energy a little different than a medium, but the overall sense of this is that there's just love. Honestly, there's just sweetness, there's love. I will say that I get that when she was here, she was a force to be reckoned with at times. And not everybody agreed. Not everybody agreed with her. However, a good person, really. And again, I get genuine love for you.
Okay, yeah.
I'm sorry, go on.
It was my mother-in-law, and she was kind of tough, and I never knew if she really approved of me or not, you know. So,
please know what I'm feeling. She definitely approved of you. It's not that she didn't. It was more just that was her way. That's how she interacted with people. She kept them on their toes. Like I said, she's a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, once I
I knew her for 17 years. Once I got to know her, I realized that's how Miss Lillian was. But, I wasn't quite sure in the beginning. But yes, she was very beautiful, very well-dressed, very astute lady.
The sense is, again, appearance was important, which I think is lovely. In this world that we live in, people sometimes don't show up as sharp as they could. I'll just leave it at that.
Well, yeah, she taught me how to dress. I'm from Southern California, so when I moved to Ohio, where she was near Cincinnati, she showed me how to dress, how to tie a scarf, how to wear a coat. She'd fix me up before we went out, straighten me up. Because I was from California, I never wore socks.
Yeah, well, California, it stays like moderate temperature pretty much all the time, so it's not really needed.
Right. But if you could just picture her, she's like a very elegant, brand, like New Yorkish type, which she was, and then a California girl, she was my senior, so she fixed me up. She helped me, taught me some goods.
Again, I'll reiterate, there is just love there for you. So any questions that you doubt about how she cared, just know that she did.
Okay, good.
The other person I get a younger man, and so I'm not getting young as in like a 13-year-old young man. I'm getting, I want to say 20s. And I almost feel as if this is somebody connected to a young woman that that there was some sort of, I would say, involvement there, but it was somebody that you knew also. But they don't feel like they're family. I'm uncertain if that is somebody that you recognize right now. Do you have a Julia?
Not that young. A Julia?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say? I'm sorry.
Is there a Julia, excuse me, in your world by any chance?
No.
Okay, because I feel like sounds funny, but there's a message for a Julia. Okay, I'm going to leave that part aside for just a moment and focus on this.
All I could think was her stepson, who I was married to, but he wasn't 20. He passed away at like early 60s.
60s. No, this is somebody who feels 30 would be max, but it feels like 20s. But it does feel like somebody that you knew. And what you might find is when you get off the air, maybe not even today, tomorrow, all of a sudden it clicks. Because I know sometimes that happens for me too. Like somebody will say something and in the moment it's like, no, it doesn't sound familiar. And they're like, oh. It could
high school, yeah.
It could even be perhaps somebody that you knew some time ago. And this young man was connected to them. But again, for some reason, the name Julia came up after I was saying that this is a young man, but it doesn't feel family, meaning I don't feel like this was a nephew. I don't feel like this was a cousin. It just feels to me as if this was somebody you knew through someone else. Wish I could get the name of. I'm getting a name here. I'm going to just say, kind of keep it in the back of your head. I feel like something will show up for you and then it'll make sense. But the gist of it is when it does show up, give some thought to the other people in the circle. Because again, I keep hearing the name Julia for some. Okay.
Well, I'm trying to think there was a cheerleader that passed away, like right after high school. And I'm thinking her name was Julia. I'll have to look it up.
Okay. I mean, as crazy as it sounds, it could be some sort of connection there. And I just got a chill, which usually means confirmation. So what I can tell you from friends who are mediums, that oftentimes when somebody comes in, there's somebody else who comes in with their energy at the same time. It's almost like, wait, if you're going, I'm going too.
Yeah, you storm in the door.
Kind of like that, yes. And because I'm not specifically a medium, I don't. I would say that I don't know how to put up boundaries. I will just simply say that I'm not accustomed to interacting with more than one soul at a time.
Well, I never talked to clairvoyant or anybody else, so that's the only thing I know is I can remember what it was called. Medium. So I apologize.
Oh no, don't worry about it because again, I'm clairvoyant. clairvoyant, sentient, buoyant, whatever. It's just mediumship. And I think because when I was a kid, I heard a lot of voices. It was too much for me. And I kept saying, no, I don't want this. I don't want this. I want this. And it ended up that I didn't have it.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yes, that's my field of work. Yes, I understand it. So
at least you know that your mother-in-law is definitely around periodically and sends love. And hopefully you'll be able to discover the connection here with the Julia person. And again, this other younger man passing.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to share with you is be really mindful of your skin. Make sure you put on sunscreen. Make sure you're using moisturizer. I know it sounds kind of funny because if you live in California, you know these things. And yet I feel like there's a little bit of sensitivity there. Be mindful. And I will say as well, do regular checkups. If anything looks a little funny, go get it.
Yeah, I know exactly right. Because I have a mole that, and I was just talking to somebody about how we used to lay out in the sun and now it's on my chin and it's getting bigger and I need to go to the doctor. I was just talking to my neighbor about that today.
Okay, because I've got to run here, but I want to say I'm specifically getting like the nose area, so just keep an eye out. Thank you so much for calling.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being there.
My pleasure. All right, as I mentioned earlier today, I have this lovely new sponsor. You've got the Ultimate Networker, George Duback. Do take a look on Facebook, check him out. Make friends with him. He is an abundance of information, not just connecting and networking. This man comes across all sorts of wonderful things because he knows so many people. It's a great connection for you. I hope you've enjoyed this evening. If you'd like a private reading, feel free to reach out on Facebook or give me a holler, 561-755-2166, or the website is available, HallieEllies.com.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Understanding Spirit with Mary Shapano. Mary Shapano. Live from MaryVCircles.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Understanding Spirit on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a good week. Welcome to another week of Understanding Spirit. I've been getting all, because it's lunchtime here, and I've been getting all morning for people to use their discernment. It just keeps coming in for people to tune in and use their discernment to judge what's going on in their life and to kind of get a bit of information on which way to go. So if that makes sense for you, take it. If not, let it go. I have, as usual, done a 3-card pull here. So it's like choose between 1, 2, or 3. If you have chosen the first card, this is this card here, and the writing on the side says the arrival. This, of course, can be the symbol of a birth, so like a baby. So if you're expecting somebody to give birth, then that message goes along with that. But the symbol of birth can also be to celebrate yourself. All right, so treat yourself, remember you're worth it, do whatever it is that makes you happy. So if that's taking yourself to a movie, going out for dinner, buying yourself a treat, whatever, but do something like that for yourself. It's also about recreating yourself like a new you. So if you're feeling like you need a change, a bit of an overhaul in your life, whether it's your appearance or something else, just a new you. It can be your looks, a project, creating something, messages from my guide is promise yourself that you will do something for yourself and then make sure that you follow through. And more importantly, she's saying, if you don't, who will? All right, everybody is so busy looking after themselves, taking care of themselves that we forget to do things for ourselves. Okay, so do something for yourself, and don't be afraid to ask for advice and from other people. But again, use your discernment and see who you can trust, who you can't, and just move forward in a positive way. Okay, now the second card that I got was this one, which is, it says here, the graduate. Okay, so this is like graduating from your current situation, your status in life. So if you want to move forward with something, don't be afraid to move on to like more challenging things. So that is like if you want to go for a promotion or look for a new job, like update your resume, wardrobe, whatever you need to do. It could also be that you've just graduated from something, if you've been studying or whatever. My guide is saying you've finished now, move on. And she's just showing me like the whole world, ahead of you. And she said, like, seek and you shall find. So, don't necessarily go with like the first thing that comes up for you. Have a good look at what you want to do if you can. All right. So that's with that card. The third card was this one, which is face value. All right. So this is about taking somebody at face value, and looking to see whether you can trust their actions, their words, their demeanor, those kind of things don't sort of really lie. It's also about staying true to yourself, all right? Don't destroy kind of your own value by not being honest. If you need to be honest with somebody, do it respectfully and be gentle about it. Let people speak, listen to what they have to say. Again, discernment is coming up with this card as well. I'm also being told to tell you that ask to be shown who's honest with you and who isn't. So if you're feeling like you can't trust people at the moment, ask for it to be revealed to you, whether it comes in a dream, in a conversation. You might sort of be daydreaming and you get sort of like a vision, or you might have a memory of somebody that was not very trustworthy in the past. So ask for those things to be revealed to you. How for yourself, just be honest with yourself and stay true to yourself. And just look for the signs. And my guide just said, if it looks like a rat, it's a rat. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, I believe I have Tina on the line. How are you, Tina?
Hello.
Hello. Tina, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
That's good. How can I help you today?
I put in for a free reading.
Yeah? Well, what
Just
kind of
know
reading?
What
was that?
Just a general reading would be nice.
A general reading? Okay. All right. Let me see what comes up for you. Just give me a sec. Okay. Have you got a lot going on? I feel like you've got to balance things out, kind of like stand your ground, be patient. I feel like this may have to do around work. Does that make sense for you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. I feel like you've got to be really patient. You're going to get like the recognition that you want. There is going to be a bit of a transition for you. There is a lot of like smoke and mirrors around you at the moment, but I feel like you're a little bit of a manifester. Like you can manifest things for your life, in your life. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm also being told there's been a bit of gossip around you, but I feel like justice is going to come, and these people, the truth's going to come out, and all this stuff is going to be revealed. I'm also being told to tell you that, like you're the high priestess here, all right? Trust your intuition. Yes. Trust your gut feeling around people. There will be more clarity around you, like you'll get like new ideas for yourself, what you should do. Have you been having dreams where you're getting ideas or things are being shown to you?
Yeah, but I don't remember all my dreams.
Yeah, try me either. Try to write them down if you do. I'm also being shown to tell you to have things revealed in your dreams. All right, and for people to be revealed to you in your dreams, and to also ask spirit for you to remember them, to assist you with that.
Yeah, I'm very gifted. I have a lot of gifts.
Yeah, I can
I'm on my
feel that.
spiritual journey as well.
Yeah, because I could see that, you know, like with the manifestation, and I got, you're like the high priestess. All right. So, you know, take all those abilities that you've got and tune into them, develop them. All right. I'm also being told, I'm seeing money around around you and around those abilities that you have. So I don't know if you're working in that field with, yeah, you are? Okay. You can develop this more, all right? You have got to let go of some fears that you're hanging on to and things that are holding you back around that. And I also see that there's a lot of people that are like gossiping about you, trying to hold you back, trying to make out like you, I don't know if you're aware of this, but trying to make out like you're not as good as you think you are. But Spirit is like, go back to basics, right? And look and see what you know, how you can improve it, like all your different clairs, how you can improve them, and still do what you're doing, but I keep getting, go back to basics. I feel like there's something that you've missed that you need to develop more in your abilities. Does that make sense for you?
Yeah, I was told that before, but I can't figure out what it is.
All right, let me see if I can get it for you from your guide, all right, from my guide. Just give me 1 sec. The first thing that comes to me is your clairaudience. Does that make sense for you?
Clairaudience, what is that one?
That is when you can hear spirit.
Yeah, I don't hear them. I get it through my gut.
Yeah, okay.
I just started getting voices now back lately.
Sorry, what was that, Tina?
Everything comes through like vibrations.
Yeah.
So I don't hear words.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's perfect. That's what you need to develop. Okay? You need to work on your clairaudience so you can hear spirit, so you can hear your messages, okay? Because you are more than capable. Okay. We don't have too much time, Tina, so just try to get some exercises around how to train you with your clairaudience, all right, and how to hear spirit, and work through that. That's where you're lacking, and you can get that for yourself. Okay, just practice.
Beautiful. That's what I want. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Tina. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You helped me a lot.
All right, that's great. Just keep going with everything. You can do it. All right?
Thank you.
All right. See ya.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time
for Ravengale Tarot with LJ Ravengale. Live from Ravengale.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Ravengale Tarot on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome. I am LJ, and this is Ravengale Tarot on A1R Psychic Radio. To reach me directly, you can go to ravengale.com. That's RAVENGAYLE.com. We are taking live calls. As they queue up, I thought I'd do a quick 3-card reading from the Roehrig Tarot deck by Carl Roehrig and Francesca Morano Fritz. In addition to the beautiful artwork, I really enjoy the use of runes and astrology in the design of these cards. So here we go. In the past position, we have the 9 of Swords. This client has been hard on themselves for actions and decisions that they have made. This signifies more than regret, something closer to self-doubt and depression. In the present position, however, we have the Sun. And the client is entering a period of celebration, which is great news. On the card, there is a person with hands lifted in joy on top of a hill. There's also a pair of sunflowers, one in color and one in black and white. And this signifies a success that the client has already achieved in future success and endeavors. The rune Gebo means gift. And just as the card is titled, the astrological sign for this card, the Sun, is the Sun. So in the future position, we have Judgment. And the rune associated with Judgment is Pero. The 3 fates of Germanic mythology, where past, present, and future happen all at the same time. And Pluto is the astrological sign associated with Judgment. That's death of ego and transformation. So the primary image on this card is a young woman with her eyes wide open, viewing past, present, and future with compassion and wonder. Contrary to the title of the card, there is no sense of judgment, good or bad. It is a card about allowing acceptance of what is to lift us to a higher plane of awareness. It is a card of lessons learned. And I see we have a caller. Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Nicole in Winnipeg. Thank you for calling. How can I help you today?
Well, I guess I'm kind of wondering if I'm with the right person or not.
Oh, okay. I can see how that would be a very pressing question. Do you mind giving me his name?
David.
David? Okay, thank you. And let's see. David and Nicole, what is their relationship like? Is this the right person? For Nicole. David and Nicole. Last one. So for this one, I'm going to put down a relationship spread. It's going to tell me a little bit about him and a little bit about you and how the two of you work together.
Okay.
And, okay, I can see a little bit here why you're a little concerned. But it doesn't look, let's see, a couple more cards. Yeah, and one card that sums this up. Oh, my goodness. Okay, this doesn't look too bad. Here in the present, with what is joining the two of you together, you've got the Two of Pentacles. And twos are about partnership, they're about dualities, and Pentacles has to do with the material world. Literally the material world itself, what's tangible to you, and the energy of money. And so that's the thing that you have, the two of you have in common. And then moving forward, he's a little out of step with the universe right now. Things aren't necessarily going his way. It's almost like he's out of step with time. And then I have you here with the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Swords reversed. And so that shows me that you've had a couple delays of your own, and that you've been working to try and pull things together and make things happen for you. And these are two competing energies. This is where his attention is at, and that's where your attention is at. So that's part of the reason why you guys are not feeling very solid with you, is you're both very internally focused right now. The good news is with David, he's got the Fool, and that is a state of being both foolish and having the naivete of the Fool. So that's a good card to have, especially in beginnings for a relationship, because that shows him being able to move forward out of the past and really allowing you to be you, and to have the focus be on the two of you as a couple. And I have you here with the Five of Swords reversed, and so you're still going to be trying to come to grips with the things that are rocking your world at the moment, and that's this is shaping up to be some pretty serious stuff for you, from what I can see. So your attention needs to be on these things while you get them taken care of. The good news is in this final position coming into here, I've got him with the Two of Swords reversed. So he's still going to be fighting for momentum. But I have you with the Three of Wands, which has you being able to work in partnership to begin to shift your mind away from these things that have had you distracted from your relationship. And the final card here is the Nine of Pentacles, and this sums up where the two of you are headed. And my dear, if you don't want to have children, I would suggest birth control. Because the Nine of Pentacles,
I can't.
Oh, you can't? Well, it's
No, my tubes were tied a few years ago already.
Okay, all right. Well, that's good, because that's something you don't have to worry about. And I'm holding the card, the Nine of Pentacles, up for you to see. She's a very pregnant woman walking in a field of daisies. Sunflowers. And so essentially, and I don't have the other cards to signify pregnancy. I didn't put any additional cards down. It's just the image on the card. So what this shows you guys working together for your guys' security and having lots of great ideas how to make this happen. And the timing for this card is the Eight of Pentacles. So we're talking about probably over the next 8 weeks, the next 2 months. You guys are going to be moving through some things together, being able to work together more as a team. I don't show anything indicating any kind of ending, just that you guys are a little out of step.
Okay.
Did you want me to look at something else for you guys?
Well, I guess, there's a couple major sore spots. Is, like the money situation. He's not working. And then my daughter has special needs, and it's very difficult.
Yeah. Okay. I can understand how that would be an ongoing issue, and something that you would need to stay involved in and stay focused on.
Right.
So what is your question?
I don't even know.
Would you like just a general card?
Okay.
It sounded like you were forming a question for me, though.
Well, I guess, is things going to get, easier with my daughter?
Okay. May I ask her name?
Kaylin.
Kaylin?
Yes.
Okay. Are things going to get easier with Kaylin? Okay. Let's see. How's it being distracting? Let's move those. So I'm going to do, to get us started, I'm going to do a 3-card spread. And how old is Kaylin?
14.
14. That explains it. Okay.
Well, I know that's a big part of it, but she's physically 14, and in some ways mentally, but in most ways mentally, she's about 6 or 7.
Okay. All right. So here in the past position, I have the moon, and it's a beautiful card. So I'm going to hold it up. So check us out on Moonstruck TV, and you'll be able to take a look at it. And what it is, it's got the wild dog and the domesticated dog meeting at a crossroads on the shore of a beach. And in the water are fish, and then you've got the phases of the moon up above. And what this is about is that things are very cyclical, and that really underscores with the rest of the cards that I'm seeing that your relationship with your daughter and her well-being that you're concerned about is it's going to go through phases, and that's okay because that's how it's supposed to be. That's what the moon is about. So this is, even though it's very difficult, I have no doubt, especially with the Ace of Pentacles reversed in the present, there is hope for the future. You just need to hold on to that hope. And then in the future, I've got the Horned One reversed, which has your daughter going through doing the wild thing and being a wild child. So it's still going to stay rocky, but it isn't going to always be that way. And I'm going to move forward into some more cards that I put up. In the what's supporting you position, I have the Hung Man reversed, and the Hung Man reversed indicates that things are going to seem to hang out this way for a while, a little bit too long. And then you've got the Two of Cups. In this case, she's going to go through a boy crazy stage. If she isn't there yet, if she's just thinking about it, she's really going to go off the deep end and start chasing. But it's a case of chasing but not having. So if that helps any. Okay. And then in the final card position I have there is the Ace of Cups. So this has her coming into a new beginning, a new place of being more emotionally stable. And I'm putting down a couple more clarifying cards here. I would be careful. Okay, I'm going to run out of time here in about 60 seconds, and this is important that I tell you this. You're going to need to be careful with the company that your daughter keeps, because she's going to have both young men and older men that are going to be appealing to her. So you're going to need to remain vigilant that way. Okay. But that's just a warning. That is not a statement of something absolutely happening. It's just something you need to be prepared for. And I'm coming to 30 seconds. So is there something more I can add to this for you?
No, that's pretty good. Thank you.
Okay. So overall, it's good news. It's just you got to be patient, dear.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And thank you for tuning in, and thank you for calling in. I appreciate the call.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Your Time to Shine with Julie Yeager-Walker. Julie Yeager-Walker. Live from Wings of Souls with Julie.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page. Facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is your time to shine on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening, and thank you so much for being here this evening. I hope you are all well, and for those of you who are in the United States, I hope you all enjoyed a long Memorial weekend, giving our thanks to all of those who have served and are still serving our country. We thank you for your service. So for the rest of us, I hope that you all got a little bit of time with family, time to rest and reset. And again, thank those who have served us so very well. So I know that I had a fantastic weekend. I took a few extra days off and it felt fantastic. It was exactly what I needed to reconnect and rejuvenate. And so here we are, another Thursday. So there's just been a lot going on in the cosmos. We've had these solar flares. We've had going across the United States. We've had the northern lights in places that people don't normally see the northern lights, especially here in the Pacific Northwest. We've had the eclipse, and I can't remember there was something else at the beginning of the year that we had. So it's been kind of a wild and crazy year. And sometimes you just need to slow down and take a break. And sometimes we need to call out for a little bit of help from our guides, our loved ones, creator, all that is, whoever it is that you seek for help and guidance when you're needing it. And it's interesting, as a human, we all want to, well, a lot of us, I wouldn't say everybody, but a lot of us want to be able to control the situations that we're in, right? We think that we can do it all on our own. And most of the time we can. But there are some times that we need a little extra help, a little extra guidance. And I actually I've been finding myself in that situation quite a bit over the last few weeks. And I wanted to share some amazing happenings and stories that will remind you that when you need to call out for help, because this is what we need sometimes, is just a little bit of guidance and a little bit of help ourselves. And so the other day I found myself in a work situation. Things were behind schedule and we were coming up with all sorts of problems. It didn't look like things were going to work out as planned or timing wise. And we were all scratching our heads trying to figure out, well, what can we do to get us on schedule again and get our client and our customer happy and in a good situation. And so I reached out and I said a little prayer. I called out to my dad and my divine counsel, and I said, I am needing some guidance on this. This is what I need. I need to have it happen and finish up by the end of the week so that other things can happen right behind it. And I said, please help me figure this out. And at that point, a lot of us would try to still work it. Of course, you still have to work with it. You still have to, be in the middle of it to show the universe that, hey, I am actively participating. But at some point, you have to be able to trust and let them take over the wheel, let them take the helm and say, I trust that you're going to go help me figure this out. And that is exactly what they did. By the next morning, our team had a solution. We were moving forward, and I am happy to say we finished a day ahead of time. So it was one of those situations where I was so busy. I was like, okay, well, we're working these things. We're waiting to hear back from different people. I've sent my angels and my guides and my divine team to help out. And I kind of let go of the wheel. I really did. And for me, as a perfectionist and someone who wants very orderly type of things to happen, I had to just relinquish that control. And it worked beautifully. It was amazing. And when you have things that way that show up in your life, even though, I try to do this and I work with this all the time, it still amazes me. The process is just amazing. When you really call for that prayer and you say, this is really what I need, the prayers come through. And it makes you realize once again that there is so much and there are so many things that are bigger than us, that somebody out there has such a bigger vision than what we could ever imagine as humans going through a human experience. And so if you can keep that in mind when you're going through situations that might be hard, or you're finding you're going through a rough time, right? Send out your prayers, ask for help from the guidance of your loved ones and the creator of all that is. You will be amazed at what will transpire. And when you do that, you actually vibrate at a higher level. You're able to flow with the universe because you feel like you have the backing. You feel like you have the support. And it's so much easier to live in this life when you feel like you have that support. So I encourage you to try this and to trust and to work it out. There's all kinds of signs too, that if it doesn't show up right away, like it did for me, they're working on it. And you have to look for the signs, whether that be in numbers, whether that be verses in songs, a feather, a penny, right? Whatever that looks like for you. My friend the other day, it was a hummingbird that showed up, right? So whatever that is, look for those signs. Look for the signs of confirmation that the universe is saying, I hear you and I am working for you to get this done, to help alleviate some of the pressure, some of the angst, and keep you in the flow of the universe. So try that out. Work with it. Work with your guides, your angels, creator, all that is, because it really is a magnificent partnership when you do that. All right. Perfect. We are going to go to the phone lines and take some callers. We've got Katie in White River Junction, Vermont. Good evening, Katie, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hi, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, I'm happy to have you here.
Oh, thanks.
What can I do for you this evening?
I was just curious, like, if I'm missing anything or, I feel like I'm missing something. Like,
okay,
there's a message that maybe I'm not getting.
Okay. Is there something in particular in your life that you feel like you're missing that point or missing that message?
Kind of all of it. Like, I'm in a lot of change and just a lot of change and endings, and a lot of transition.
Okay. Katie, let me check in here really quickly, and then there'll just be a little moment of silence as I do that, and I'll be right back with you, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, Katie. So what they are bringing forth to me is they're bringing me. It's like you looking up at the sky, at the constellations, looking um, at what's possible in your life. It's like they're bringing in this constellation. They're showing me like the Big Dipper, and
I have it on my chest, like literally in moles on my chest. And at night, as I sit down, it is above me.
Okay.
It's so weird. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so hold on just a minute. Let me see where they're taking me with this. So one of the things that they said to me is that you're looking for confirmation, and you're finding that through the stars. You're finding that through. Are you working in astrology at all? I mean, obviously you have a constellation on your chest as a tattoo, but as moles. But are you looking into astrology or anything like that?
Yes, literally today.
Okay. Is it? They're saying, I keep hearing you're going to find your answers in the constellations.
Okay.
You're on the right. You're on the right path, right? All of these things that they are doing, they're bringing up for you, is confirmation for you, right? So it's not that you're missing anything. You're right on target and right on path. It's just that there is a lot of, for you in your moment, there is a lot of shakeup and upheaval, and it has to happen in order for some of these other things to come your way and to come through for you. So they're saying be patient. Don't feel like because something isn't happening that you can see of, it's happening in the background. Okay.
And I do feel it. It's just so hard when I'm the only provider for other people. And that's where I struggle. It's like, I know I'm abundant. I feel it. I've seen it my whole life. It's just, it's like a very deep ingrained fear, I think, that is just hanging on.
Yeah, they're what they're showing me is almost like there was a past life for you where there were money issues. Either you had lots of it and it was taken away suddenly, and so it's left like these imprints or these scars. What I would say that need to be brought up and have some healing around that. So there are, I don't know why they're showing me like a shaman. If you know of a shaman, that there's some past life things that could help. There's also theta healing. There's theta healers out there that can help pull out some of those past life experiences and heal those for you so that you can move forward. But they say really it's that you need to keep moving forward. That all these things are going to clear out for you, so that it will give you a clearer path in order for you to move forward. Really.
Perfect. That's kind of what I was thinking. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. There's huge, and I'm sure you know this, but you probably feel it in your soul. But there's some big things for you around astrology. They are encouraging you to look into that a little bit more if you haven't already.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of a dive. Okay. Yeah, I will go deeper.
Yeah. So what they're also showing me is that once you dive a little bit deeper into the astrology, into your own chart, that you will see, you will kind of see these patterns, and you go, oh, okay, that's why I'm here, right? But then you could also see what's going to be coming towards you, and so it'll help you navigate a little bit more. Okay.
Okay.
So they're also showing me that as you dive deeper into astrology, this is something that you can do on the side to start bringing in a little bit more income for yourself. And it will feed your soul.
Okay.
Okay. So if you haven't thought about something like that, you might sit with that idea and see how you feel about it.
Okay.
I'm also seeing that there could be a teaching component with astrology as well, right? So as you dive deeper into it, then you can teach other people about it, that you can help those who are looking, what they're saying, looking to the stars. You can help them understand it too, because you've got a passion for it.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to draw people to you, is that passion and that vitality.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you had a question about that maybe we haven't touched on yet?
Maybe just, I'm also kind of thinking of a store, like healing centers type store. And I'm now thinking maybe that astrology can kind of be built into that, maybe.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that first part of it? It was kind of cutting out a little bit.
Oh, sorry. I was also wanting to open a store, like a metaphysical store / like healing center.
Like a healing center. Okay.
Yeah.
They're saying that could be a very good possibility for you as well. But to start out slow, like I'm seeing you sell things online first, right? To get your feet wet, to test it out, to see if this is something that you really want to do. They're saying that if this is something that you want to do, all you have to do is put it in motion and it will happen. However, they're showing me that there's a little bit of conflict within you, that you're not 100% on board with this. You're not 100% sure this is what you want to do. So they say, if you're going to do this and be successful at it, you have to be 100% in. Your heart has to be right there with it. And so there needs to be some decisions made on your end.
Okay. That makes sense, because part of me wants it a lot, but then there is that part of me that doesn't want to be tied down to one spot.
Exactly. And it does involve a lot of dedication. And so that's what they're showing me. So if you were to look at something such as astrology, right? This is something that you can do out of your home. You can do online. You can even rent a little space, like a little one-room space, and invite people over and do, chart readings for them, right? And it will bring that metaphysical business in for you without having like the massive inventory and the expense of a store, right?
Yep, that's a good point.
Because they're saying right now, having something like that might be a little too overwhelming right now. And so you might want to take little chunks, little pieces with it, and go forward with that. But the biggest thing is you've got to make a decision in your heart, because if your heart's not in it, it's not going to work for you.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Oh my goodness, that's such a big help.
You are so welcome. Is there anything else I can help with tonight?
I think that is all I was thinking.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You're so welcome. Have a wonderful evening and best of luck.
Thank you. You too. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Next, we have Jessica in Colorado. Good evening, Jessica, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hi, thank you.
How are you this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. What can I do for you?
I'm not really even sure. Yeah. A general reading if you can. I don't have a specific question.
Okay.
I have too many questions, I think.
You have too many questions. Okay, well, would you like to start with one of your would you like to start with one of your many questions?
My career. I've been tossing back and forth whether I should start over with something new.
Okay. All right. Let me take a look into this. And there'll just be a little moment of silence as I do this, and then I'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Jessica, so one of the things that I was getting is I was getting this interference, like I was hearing interference, and that you need to kind of hold on this for just a moment, and just kind of take pause. There's a lot going into this decision, and I'm being told it's not one to be taken lightly. So, are you looking at completely jumping into something different that you're not doing right now, like a completely different career or pathway?
I hadn't really decided. I tend to do that every, like 10 years. And I've just been, I feel like I'm stuck where I'm at in my career. And so I've just been considering it, and I don't know what I would do.
Okay. Okay. Have you been practicing any type of spiritual practices or metaphysical things? I feel like you're opening up and you're awakening to something new. And that's kind of where you're feeling like this push, and maybe this feeling of every few years you got to do something different. It's because you're needing to do something on your spiritual path more than maybe your career path. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I think that's a big piece of it right here. It may not be your career that is causing the angst, and I think that's why they're telling you to hold for a short bit here as you figure this out. What they're showing me is like this restlessness is because they're kind of tapping you on the shoulder going, are you ready yet? Are you ready to do this?
Right.
Yes. Hold
that
on.
Makes so much sense. That makes so much sense.
You have a lot of psychic abilities and intuitiveness, and it's almost like you've let them in. It's like you've let spirit in, and you're like, yeah, okay, maybe I'll dabble in this a little bit. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute. No, maybe I don't want to do that. Unfortunately, when you turn the on button on, it doesn't go away. Okay. I'm just saying. They're going to be like, oh, hello. Who is this? She's listening. And so they are very anxious for you to kind of open up your abilities a little bit more. That doesn't mean that you have to share it with the entire world. But what it does mean is you need to look at it from a standpoint of, are you ready to start working with spirit and working with your divine counsel, even if it's for yourself, for your own decisions in your own life? And I think that's where this edginess is kind of coming along. Are you getting awakened a lot in the night?
Yeah. Yes.
Uh-huh. Yep. And that's why. Especially in our, in the late night when we are in that deep sleep, then they can come to us, right? They can show us visions. It can be visitations. And they can tell us all kinds of things. So if you get woken up in the middle of the night, think about what it was that you were doing. What were you dreaming about? What was going on? But they also, they want you to start opening up. So
that does make a lot of sense. I've had a lot of those kinds of experiences that I haven't always been comfortable with.
Yes.
So I tended to kind of push that away. And, now that you say that, like, I feel like my career is the one thing that I had control over.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, Jessica, we are coming down to the last few seconds of our show, but I highly recommend that you look into this a little bit more for yourself. And I want to thank you so much for calling in. I hope it's been helpful.
Bye.
Thank you. Well, that does it for me, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. If you would like to get in touch with me with a personal one-on-one reading, reach out to me at wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. Oh my goodness, it's time for me to go and say goodnight. Good night, everyone. We'll see you next week.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for astrology and psychic readings with Lady D. Lady D. Live from LadyDPsychicParties.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Astrology and Psychic Reading on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everybody, welcome to Astrology and Psychic Readings with Lady D. I'm your host for this segment, Lady D. And I hope you've all, as I always say, have had an amazing week ahead. So this week we are coming into a week, I feel like it may be a little bit frustration. We still, as a positive, we still have Venus very close to the sun from that new moon that we had yesterday, and they're still very close together. And even when we get to the end of next week, they will still be, like from the 13th, which is when next Thursday, they'll still be within a few degrees of each other, which is good. And you'll also have Mercury by the end of next week getting close to that sun as well, because towards the end of the month, Mercury and Venus will come together, which will be a positive thing. But first of all, with this week, so other positives that we have this week coming up, I like to start with the positives, is we've got Mars. That's going to be moving into Taurus on the 10th. So that with Mars in Taurus, it can be, I feel like Mars in Taurus can, I guess, be a little bit less motivated. So we've got a few more days where Mars is pushing us through, getting us to do what we have to do. It's at its most strongest in Aries because it's ruled by Aries. And then when we're going to Taurus, I don't feel like it's going to be like being in Taurus. I feel like there'd be a sense of being a little bit slower, maybe a sense of being a little bit less motivated, or we might be more motivated to look at our security or how we make it secure, what's going to, how our surrounding is, how our environment is. We might be looking at finances or money, because Taurus does rule money as well. But I feel like when we have Mars in Taurus, if you're born with someone who's Mars in Taurus, you're someone that when you do get angry, you get very fixed on something. You've got tunnel vision. So it might be a sense of being frustrated with a certain issue, but not getting stuck on that issue and not seeing the bigger picture about things, because with Tauruses, they just see through that tunnel. And especially when your Mars is in Taurus, when you do get angry, and you tend to find people with Mars in Taurus, they'll get angry over like money issues, or if they're not comfortable, or if even the fact that they've gone out, they've ordered a nice meal and it hasn't been to their expectations, may make them a bit frustrated, but they'll get stuck on those issues. So it's not going to be, I don't feel like it's going to be energy of us being, yes, let's get going, let's move forward, let's get motivated. It may be a little bit like, let's just think this through, let's just plod along a little bit. So we are heading into that kind of energy with Mars moving into Taurus. And then we've still got sextile here with Saturn and Uranus, so unexpected problems, and in the sextile are positive, so they're working more together. So it's about us getting through those, I would say being more resilient through unexpected issues that are coming up. We're able to move forward. We've also got the sextile with Uranus and Jupiter to Neptune. So we'll still be able to see through people's manipulation or people's lies, or if there's an ending that's coming up, it's good for us. It's a good ending that is coming up. We've also got some tries to Pluto still, which is also helping us going through a big transformation. We're ready to move on. We're ready to leave things behind that don't serve us. And we're ready to really look more to the future where we are heading. So those are the positives for the week ahead. Now, we do have some aspects that aren't as positive. So we've got that Venus and the Sun, because they're still very close together. And especially Venus, all this week, is going to be squaring Saturn. So it's bringing up issues with relationships or people around you. When I say relationships or people or love, I don't just mean the people that love around you, either like your partner, it's also anyone that you love, whether it be a pet, whether it be your perhaps a neighbor, a friend, anyone in your life. And if as my mum, you have a cat, for some reason the cat keeps on wanting to get her attention by putting her paws and getting nails into her leg. Listen to me, but just to my mum. And I noticed that this week, especially with that square being there, she's been more frustrated about the cat doing that to her. But my mum loves the cat. Anyways, so we've also got here a square, but on the 9th, a square also starting with Mercury and Saturn. So this is going to be disruptions to communication. Maybe we're going to be bogged down in our thoughts, and I'm not able to. This could be a week where mental health may be an issue that's coming up because that Saturn is in Pisces, squaring to these other planets, and Mercury is in Gemini. So there's a lot in our heads that are going on around here. But communication not be so freely, might be holding in or not saying the right things here. So we have that. Plus, we've got Venus and Mercury. So Venus on the 9th, Mercury on the 10th is also going to be squaring Neptune as well here. So this is going to be, I get a sense that this week is a lot about frustration, especially by people who are lying to you or trying to manipulate you or trying to really deceive you. I feel like these things is really going to get on your nerves and it's really going to bother you. So I feel like that you're going to have to try and raise above it, raise your energy above it, try and concentrate on these positive aspects that we have this week just to get through it. Otherwise, you're just going to get a bit frustrated. Let's just see if we've got the caller here. Okay. We've got Nancy here. So hi, I'm Nancy. How are you? Nancy's just dropped out. So so we've got all these things that are coming up this week. And I just feel like it's bringing a lot of tension, a lot of frustration. See, even today, things might not work like clockwork, but we still go through it. We be resilient and we have to move on because that's part of being life. That's what I always say. I have a Capricorn moon and I'm an Aquarian, so I'm very logical. Plus, I am also I always say I'm a realist. So let's see. Let's do some cards for the week ahead. So what's coming up for us? Oh, Mancy. So Mancy, hi Mancy, how can I help you today?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks, Daniel. How are you?
I'm good. And how can I help you?
Yeah, so are you a psychic medium? I just wanted to make sure. I know I'm live right now at the radio.
Yes, I am a psychic medium. Yes, I am.
Okay. I am I lost my parents. My dad in 2020 and my mom in 2022 within 18 months time. I lost both of them suddenly and it was COVID time. I couldn't see them or reach them. Is there any way you can connect to my mom? I'm desperately want to know how she is and how she feels.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Okay, sure. Is your background, you're not American? Are you American?
No, I'm not American. I'm from Sydney, Australia.
I thought the accent was different.
And my background is from India. I'm from India, Mumbai.
I was going to say, I should have just said that because I saw you as you're talking, I could see your parents and they're telling me we're not American. And I could get a sense of Indian culture. And I should have just said that, but I always second guess myself and it's something I shouldn't do. Okay. I feel like with your mum, she tells me that she's very delicate in how she does things. I feel like she had her hands. I feel like that she has nice, her hands were like skinny hands or delicate hands. I kind of feel like with your mum. And I do see them wearing traditional clothes as well. I do feel like that they liked Australia. They liked being here, or like being in Sydney too, because they're telling me that as well. And they're also telling me they're very worldly, so they know a lot about the world and what's happening around the world. And education is key to knowledge. That's what I get from your dad. I feel like with your dad, he had hair. Like I could run my hand through his hair. He had a lot of thick hair or hair with him.
Yeah.
And I feel like he wasn't bad
fascinated with his. Yeah, he was fascinated with his hair. Like he would always make sure his hair was well done every time he stepped out of the room itself. Like he was right there. Yeah.
Yeah. And because I feel like he's not bad looking either. He's just showing me his his looks. It's like showing me, like I said, I feel like he's very proud about how his looks is as well. And they're telling me that you're a very strong girl. And you're a very independent like lady, or he's saying woman. You're very